Please remain standing and join with me in the salute to our great flag of the United States of America. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. You may be seated.
Thank you, Trustee Padberg. My name is Glenn Rockmore, and I am the president of Irvine Valley College. I welcome everyone to this celebration of success, the 2003 Irvine Valley College commencement. First, I would like to introduce the platform party behind me, and starting to my right, Trustee David Lang. Trustee Marcia Milchecker. Trustee and Board Clerk Nancy Padberg. Board of Trustees President Don Wagner. The Chancellor of the South Orange County Community College District, Dr. Raghu Nathur. Academic Senate President Gregory Bishop. Vice President of Instruction, Dr. Dennis White. Vice President of Student Services, Dr. Vern Hodge. Professor and faculty speaker tonight, Joe Ryan. Student speaker, Crystal Sasse. And the president of the Associated Students of Irvine Valley College, Nicolette Ward. I would also like to recognize some distinguished guests from the district offices. Over here in the front, we have Deputy Chancellor Gary Portner. Vice Chancellor Thomas Anderson. And our Director of Information Technology, Alan McDougall. Thank you all for being here with us tonight. This year, I'm proud to say we're graduating 711 students. Our oldest student tonight is 71. And the youngest student in the crowd is 16 years old. %8% of the total are graduating with an associate in arts. 12% are graduating with an associate in science. And this year we recognize 88 students receiving certificates of achievement. In addition, we're proud to recognize 39 students graduating from our Disabled Students Program. We're proud of all of you. And now, the president of the South Orange County Community College District Board of Trustees, Don Wagner. Don.
Good evening, IVC, faculty, friends and family, and most importantly, graduates. Late last night, as I was increasingly desperate for something to say today, I turned to a book edited by a friend of mine called The Most Brilliant Thoughts of All Time in 2 lines or less. Surely a book of pithy quotes would be good for some inspiration. No. The thoughts may be brilliant, but there is a cynicism too deeply rooted in many of them to be of much use today. Consider the poet T.S. Eliot. Quote, most editors are failed writers, but so are most writers. One anonymous wit recognized that, quote, fatherhood is nature's way of providing young people with bankers. The Marquis Talleyrand advised, quote, never speak ill of yourself, your friends will always say enough on that subject. And then there was the poet W.H. Auden who said, quote, a professor is one who talks in someone else's sleep. I couldn't very well build a graduation speech around that. And of course, Oscar Wilde is always good for a gem or two. For example, quote, "I am not young enough to know everything." But then I came across two quotes, thematically linked themselves and wholly appropriate, I think, for a graduation ceremony. The first quote belongs to Tennessee Williams, the Pulitzer Prize-winning playwright, who said, in fact, he fairly yelled from all the exclamation points, "Make voyages, attempt them, there's nothing else." Now, make voyages. Sure, it's a metaphor, but you learned all about those at this place. You can stay with us on this one. And to extend the seafaring metaphor a little bit more, let me suggest that colleges provide something of a safe harbor. True, it may not seem like much of one when finals are looming and you have lab experiments to conduct and your papers are due, among 1,000 other things in the life of a college student. But you probably will, like most of us do, someday look back on these times as a safe harbor in which you laid preparations for the voyages ahead. Now, our fine faculty, staff, and administration deserve great credit if you're properly outfitted for those voyages, and I think you are. And today the time comes to make them. Perhaps your voyage after IVC is into a four-year institution. Perhaps it's into the job market. Perhaps you have something else in mind. But I think Tennessee Williams certainly had it right. The time has come to make the voyage. Now, what about, I don't need that page, I've moved beyond, but thank you. Now, what about the second quote, the thematically linked quote? It comes from John Shedd, who frankly I've never heard of, and it's this simple observation. Quote, "A ship in harbor is safe, but that's not what ships are for." I think Tennessee Williams would agree. Like ships, we are not for the safe harbors, we are for the voyages. As Tennessee Williams says, in this world, there's really nothing else. So on behalf of the Board of Trustees of the South Orange County Community College District, I extend to you graduates our warmest congratulations. Good luck and Godspeed to all of you on your voyages ahead. It is my pleasure to introduce to you now the Chancellor of the South Orange County Community College District, Dr. Raghunath.
Good evening. It's nice to see so many happy people with smiling faces here this evening. Dear graduates and your family and friends, as Chancellor of the South Orange County Community College District, I'm indeed honored and delighted to congratulate all the Irvine Valley College graduates of the class of 2003. I know this is a special time of celebration for your successful completion of academic requirements. We most sincerely congratulate you on your outstanding achievements and wish you every success in all your future endeavors. And as you embark upon your future endeavors, I offer you the following advice as part of inspiration, encouragement, and support. First, lead a principled life. Know the difference between right and wrong. Don't do things just because a lot of other people do so. Think and analyze situations. Do good things, make good decisions, make good choices, lead a healthy life, and do as much good for as many people as possible. Be the best that you can be, and even better, be a role model for others. Second, and I would hope that you'll adopt this as a principle, that human progress begins with me, with you. Always stay open to challenges and new ideas. Do not point finger and blame others. In fact, every time we point a finger at someone else, remember we are pointing 3 fingers at me, at ourselves. We should look within ourselves for our own improvements first and foremost. Remember what Mahatma Gandhi once said, "Let us become the change we seek in the world. You are an important person, and you have every right to be on this earth. You can accomplish great visions only if you believe that, yes, I can. Third, adopt the principle of simple living but high thinking. Always think big, always aim high. Remember that dreams don't come true unless you dream first. As Michelangelo once said, the greatest danger for most of us is not that we aim high and miss it, but that we aim low and reach it. And of course, the best preparation for tomorrow is indeed doing your very best today. I would like to say to those graduates who were born in another country but have decided to make America their home of choice, like I have done. One of the reasons that America is a great country is because in our old countries, our future is prescribed at birth. However, in America, you have the freedom and the opportunity to construct your own future. Please don't ever take that lightly, because it's worth in gold. And fourth, say thank you, because no one makes great accomplishments alone. Don't ever forget to thank people who have helped you along your road to success. Also, don't forget to thank the critics, because they help you as well in their own ways. Thank all members of the Board of Trustees, faculty, staff, administrators, managers, family members, spouses, and friends. Show your genuine appreciation and gratitude for their love, their care, and guidance toward you and your success. And of course, when you do so, this will speak loudly of the stuff that you are made up of. They all deserve a round of applause from you. Now I would like to leave you with this favorite quote of mine from a former US president, Mr. Theodore Roosevelt. It is not the critic who counts, not the person who points out how the strong man stumbles, or where the doer of deeds could have done it better. The credit belongs to the person who is actually in the arena, whose face is marked by dust and sweat and blood, who strives valiantly, who errs and comes short again and again, a man who spends himself in a worthy cause, who at best knows in the end the triumph of high achievement, and who at worst, if he or she fails while daring greatly, so that his place will never be with those timid souls who know neither victory nor defeat. Welcome to the arena, and once again, congratulations, and wish you the best throughout your adventurous journey in life. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Chancellor Mather and President Wagner, for your remarks tonight. Chancellor Mather, members of the South Orange County Community College District Board of Trustees, distinguished guests, faculty, family, and most especially the Irvine Valley College class of 2003. It is indeed a great pleasure and honor to stand before you this evening. At the heart of what we're celebrating here tonight is the very meaning that a college degree has for our graduates. We're celebrating the idea that academic achievement counts. What you do in college with your education does indeed pay off in life. Students, your achievement is what we, as parents, as teachers, administrators, count among our greatest pleasures in life. To watch you cross this stage after working hard, giving up your free time, staying up way too late, and managing impossible pressures to push yourselves to succeed. And here you are. You've done it. Whether you go on to a four-year college or begin your life's occupation, you're about to take yet another step into your life's pursuit. As an educator who has spent his own life in pursuit of scientific knowledge, I can't resist comparing this moment to the physical world. In science, we can describe inertia as a body at rest will remain at rest until moved by another body of equal or greater mass. Think of the education that you have received at IVC as part of your own personal inertia that has helped propel you to this moment. I assure you that the success that you've had here will be replicated in whatever you choose to do. Now take just a moment to imagine what your tomorrows will bring. What new challenges and rewards await you? Because tomorrow you will stand facing unlimited promise because you are a graduate of Irvine Valley College. I would like to leave you with an image that I think all of us can relate to, especially those of us like you, our graduates tonight, have moved from one of life's great stepping stones to the next. It's a line from Ulysses by 19th century British poet playwright Alfred Lord Tennyson. By the way, Ulysses should really resonate with our graduates tonight because it is an epic tale about a man and his friends who heroically endure hardship and hopelessness during their wild adventures, finally to survive and return home with newfound knowledge and insight, kind of like getting through college. It reads like this: all experience is an arch wherethrough gleams that untraveled world, whose margin fades forever and forever when I move. As you all move ahead, your horizons will be limitless, but don't forget to look back over your shoulder, to see where you have been, and to know that we are all here behind you and always will be. Congratulations to each and every one of you. Thank you very much. President Ward.
This year's class-elected speaker was chosen by a committee of her peers to represent this year's graduating class. Crystal Sassay came to Irvine Valley College 3 years ago as an international student from French Polynesia. Although English was very difficult for her when she first began her classes at Irvine Valley, she quickly warmed to the academic atmosphere, which helped her assimilate in America. Her classes in dance and athletics helped to boost her confidence, and she later became successful in many areas. She's a member of Phi Theta Kappa Honor Society, where she also has served as vice president, and she's a Dean's List scholar. Crystal achieved a cumulative 3.62 GPA while managing a full class load each semester, as well as a part-time job. She plans to transfer to a 4-year college this fall. It is my great pleasure and an honor to be able to introduce Crystal Sassay, your student-elected student speaker of the graduating class of 2003.
Good evening. 3 years ago, when I left my native country, French Polynesia, I began a remarkable journey of my life. I climbed on a plane with so many mixed feelings. On the one hand, I was excited, but on the other, to be honest with you, I was completely terrified. When I first stepped on this campus, I had so many doubts because I didn't know what to expect of a new country where I knew no one and I had no friends. But there's one thing that I knew for sure, is that Irvine Valley College was to become my new home. Today, as I stand proudly in front of all of you of this day of our graduation, I see so many familiar faces. My instructors and my friends who have been by my side on this journey. My greatest joy, however, is being able to look at my parents who have traveled thousands of miles and finally be given a chance to thank them for their loving support through my years here. I would also like to give a special thanks to my Aunt Margaret. I wouldn't be here without you. You have been my inspiration, my motivation, and I'm so grateful for everything you've done for me. When I was chosen to be the student speaker for the class of 2003, I started to ask my friends how their experience here at IVC was for them. By talking to other students, I realized that we can all still remember how was our first class in college. Some were petrified and some were excited, but at the end we all agreed. All was well because instructors here at Irvine Valley College are always here to help you, to help you learn and improve, and become a vital part of who we are today. During my years at IBC, I have met wonderful faculty members like Rebecca Welch, Mr. Zucker, Mr. Grossman, Mr. Fretz, and Catherine Miloston-Egas. They helped me achieve my goal, which was to transfer to a four-year university. Most of the staff at IBC always encourage their students with any project they're working on. Personally, I gained so much knowledge during those last 2 years, not only on an education level, but also on a social level. I learned how to be a better person and how to make important decisions. I'm sure that a lot of you had no idea what major you wanted to pursue when you started at IBC. This is one of the biggest problems we all faced as college students. I had no clue. I was just graduating from high school and everybody around me was asking, so what do you want to do? But I finally made my choice, and I know. But I also know that many of you are still undeclared. It is not an easy task to make important decisions like that. But soon you will find your path and you will eventually find out what kind of career suits you the best. One of my objectives at IBC was to be as active as I could with extracurricular activities without letting it affect my grades. My most rewarding experience has been to serve as the vice president at the Phi Delta Kappa International Honor Society. I'm sure that many of you were part of a club on campus or the ASIBC student government, so you know what I'm talking about. PTK has expanded my social skills and my self-esteem. 10 years ago, or even 5 years ago, I would have never imagined standing here in front of you. Graduating with honors from IBC was the last thing I was expecting. But when I joined PTK Honor Society, I was motivated by a special group of people who always work to achieve their best. And thus, 2.5 years, 6 semesters, and about 86 weeks after, that's how much time it took me to graduate from Irvine Valley College. At the end of those years, I can say that I almost spent more time here on that campus than at my home, but it was certainly worth it. Well, except for some of the math classes, but that's okay. Today, one chapter of your journey closes and a new one is to begin. The road has certainly not been a smooth one. You probably had many obstacles along the way, but what is important is that each one of them was a learning experience. Now you might start at a new institution, but don't forget, have confidence in yourself because you know you can do it. I heard a song from a popular rap artist last week and it says, "If you work hard enough, you can be what and where you want to be." Every time I feel like I won't be able to accomplish something or it's too much for me, I think about that song. Because you should never give up. Everything is possible and nothing is impossible. So to the class of 2003, we have to show the example to our families and friends because we are the future leaders. I would like to conclude now on a quote from William James. "Be not afraid of life. Believe that life is worth living, and your belief will help create the fact." Thank you.
Good evening. It is my distinct pleasure to be able to introduce to you Professor Joe Ryan, tonight our faculty speaker. Joe came to Irvine Valley College in 1980 after a dynamic career with General Electric. In 1981, he and his instructional partner and friend of mine also, Lee Eckert, won the first place award in entrepreneurship education from the Freedom Foundation at Valley Forge. Joe is the lead author of the most popular book in America on entrepreneurship, with over 1 million copies being sold in the United States and across the world. Joe also wrote a business column for the Orange County Register, Entrepreneur Magazine, and other specialty publications. He has hosted nationally syndicated talk shows on entrepreneurship on the National Business Radio Network. Joe, by the way, I'm reading cards that Joe wrote. Joe is noted for his humility. Would like to address you, the class of 2003. It is my and the rest of the faculty's distinct pleasure to introduce to you now Professor Joseph Ryan.
God, he left a lot out. I almost, let myself forget how wonderful I am when I don't hear those words often enough. This is a great deal. I just love seeing you guys. I'm going to talk a bit on what caused America to get rich, and I'm going to work through this on how you folks are going to help us get richer and better. And when I talk about richness, I'm talking about richness in the best sense of the word. But first, it's payback time. Last year at the stand, we have a professor who shall go nameless, but his initials are Mark McNeil, from the economics department giving you a dreary lecture on economics. It truly is the dismal science. In fact, I see them now almost under their chair writing down their dreary little notebooks on how things are about to get worse. As a team, Mark and Martha have forecast 25 of the last 3 recessions. There is no stopping them. But the one thing that got me down was the way they picked on business. I really had to be here to get even. Not only do my colleagues pick on business, but that's what the media does. You go see a James Bond movie. The villain is no longer somebody from outer space with a disease. He's a businessman. We had a media mogul that was probably Rupert Murdoch, who I think is a good guy. Others just simply want to conquer the world, and there's not a heck of a lot wrong with that. Some of you have been misinformed in the humanities, who can be fountains of misinformation, about the robber barons. Now, the robber barons weren't barons, they weren't robbers, they were men that helped make America. I'll highlight that a few. Cornelius Vanderbilt. Yeah, he made millions and millions and perhaps billions and was the richest man in America. But at the same time, he lowered the price of steamship traffic from Boston to New York from $25 to $2 and provided meals and built more luxury vessels. Rockefeller is always a big heavy for his oil company, but you environmentalists would hopefully appreciate that oil for lighting homes in the turn of the last century was primarily whale oil. Rockefeller did amazing things to bring down the price of oil coming out of the ground. And the significance here is working families 120, 130 years ago went to bed when the sun came down. That could be why they had so many children, but nevertheless, the lighting and being able to afford lighting in their home was a huge measure to move America forward. One of my favorites is John Hershey. John Hershey, incidentally, you go out and buy a Hershey bar today, you're helping an orphan. He gave all his money to an orphanage, and if you've been around Hershey, Pennsylvania, he has his own college, his own prep school, his own help for the underprivileged, all because you folks continue to buy Hershey bars and now you no longer have to feel guilty when you do that. And then there's sweet little Martha Stewart. Now, I don't know a whole lot about Martha, but I'm kind of looking forward to the remote broadcasts from the big house. These federal prisons are really kind of nice. If you got to go to jail, go to a federal prison for white-collar crime. I can see her doing all kinds of interesting things with jail bars and pies and cookies and other ways to put saws in cakes, and just she's a wonderfully creative woman, and she deserves the jail time. But Nevertheless, she's on the American business landscape. Another favorite is Mike Milliken, the junk bond king. What most Americans are not aware of is he single-handedly, not almost, through his junk bonds of financing, the initial round of financing for Microsoft, Oracle, Sun Microsystems. He is now, I had him as a guest speaker about 7 years ago. I didn't tell the faculty, sorry, board, because I didn't think they would clear it, and I don't think they would have, but it was kind of nice. It was part of his parole thing. And he talked about how that worked and how he has really, he did a lot of positive things for financial markets. And I think you economists perhaps need to make some notes of that because some good things come out. Why isn't Bill Gates a national treasure? Here's a 19-year-old kid that went to the chairman of the board of IBM and believed that software was more important than hardware, and today his company is 3 times bigger than IBM. I'm going to make a case here for entrepreneurship because entrepreneurship is really where it comes from and makes our country strong. Hopefully, if this message comes through over the next 9 hours, we are going to have a break right around 9:30, but just stay comfortable in your seats because I have much to share with you. Thank you so much for letting me take your time. Good luck to all of you.
Thank you, Professor Ryan. At the pinnacle of this institution are our talented students with their faculty who mentor them to achieve greater abilities. With the selections being offered now by 2 of our renowned musical groups, our guests this evening will have the opportunity to experience the high standard that we set for our students and that many of our graduates will be able to be a part of or are able to be a part of. First, the Wind Symphony will help us remember the beauty of this great nation, and then our chorale group will offer 2 selections that celebrate our cultural diversity.
Please join with me once again in giving a wonderful round of applause to both the Irvine Valley College Wind Symphony under the direction of Professor Stephen Rochford and the Irvine Valley College Chorale under the direction of Professor Jan Wyma for their outstanding musical performances. Hello. My name is Vern Hodge, and I have the opportunity tonight to, on behalf of both the Vice President for Instruction and the Vice President of Student Services, take this opportunity to acknowledge the Irvine Valley College Part-Time and Full-Time Teacher of the Year. As selected by members of the Associated Students, members of the Academic Senate, and members of the Irvine Valley Administration. The honor bestowed on these two teachers comes from a process that starts with student nominations of many outstanding members of the Irvine Valley College faculty and concludes with the selection of the Orange County Community College Full-Time Teacher of the Year. Dr. Dennis White will present the Part-Time Teacher of the Year Award, followed by myself, who will present the Full-Time Teacher of the Year Award.
It is my distinct pleasure to invite Nice Fry as the Adjunct Teacher of the Year to come forward, please. Instructor Nice Fry teaches speech communication and has been a coach on the Champion South Orange County Community College Speech and Debate team. The team is consisted of students from Irvine Valley College and its sister campus, Saddleback College. Nice is recognized for her ability to cultivate her students' learning experiences by teaching and magnifying their ability to complete research, organize their thoughts, and build arguments. Nice tries to encourage in her students not only a deeper understanding of communication, but also a deeper understanding of herself. Nice obtained a BA from the California State University at Fullerton. Congratulations.
It gives me great pleasure to announce that the Full-Time Faculty Member of the Year from the School of Humanities and Languages is Professor Beatrice Sung. Professor Sung is recognized for her gift with languages, her sensitivity, her exemplary scholarship, and for her ability to connect with students from many different cultures and backgrounds. As the daughter of a Taiwanese diplomat, she traveled widely and developed a love of culture and languages that she brings to her classroom. She fluently speaks 5 languages, including Spanish, Portuguese, Taiwanese, Chinese, and English. Professor Sung graduated with honors from UCLA, where she received her Bachelor's of Arts degree in Spanish and Portuguese, followed by her master's degree in Spanish literature. She has been a member of the Irvine Valley College faculty for 12 years. She recently was the recipient of the California Virtual Campus Grant, which allowed her to create and teach an advanced online Spanish course. I would like to invite Professor Sung to the podium to receive her award and to say a few words.
It is a great honor to have been selected Teacher of the Year, but the real honor belongs to the many professors at Irvine Valley College for their dedication, hard work, and professionalism. In the 12 years that I've been teaching at IVC, it has been a great pleasure to meet so many talented and outstanding students. Teaching is a give and take between the professor and the students. And in the past years, I've learned so much from my students, especially about the different cultures and traditions, which I find so fascinating. To those of you graduating today, I hope you leave IVC with a sense of accomplishments and empowerment. And the courses that you have taken, I hope it has sparked your curiosity to learn more about your surrounding and the world that you live in. As professors, we encourage and motivate our students, you, to work to your potential. We want you to be critical thinkers, to value diversity, to be tolerant and appreciative of differences, and we hope to have inspired you to be leaders of your community. Congratulations, class of 2003, and my best wishes for a very successful future. Thank you very much. Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you, Professor Sung. And now, what all of you have been waiting for. I would like to invite the three people who will initiate the commencement process to come to the podium. Academic Senate President Gregory Bishop, College President Dr. Glenn Rockmore, and President of the South Orange County Community College District Board of Trustees, Donald Wagner.
Will the graduates please rise? President Wagner, President Rockmore, it gives me and all the faculty at Irvine Valley College great pleasure to present the graduating class of 2003. These students have successfully completed their degree or certificate requirements, and they have been duly recommended by the faculty of Irvine Valley College for the degrees of Associate in Arts and Associate in Science or Certificates of Achievement.
Upon the recommendation of the faculty of Irvine Valley College, these students are now candidates for the degrees of Associate of Arts and Associates in Science and Certificates of Achievement. The President of the Board of Trustees of the South Orange County Community College District will now confer their degrees and award certificates of achievement.
By the authority vested in me by the State of California, the Board of Governors of the California Community Colleges, and the Board of Trustees of the South Orange County Community College District, I hereby confer upon you the degrees of Associate in Arts and Associate in Science, and all rights and privileges to which you are entitled. Please come forward to receive your diploma or certificate of achievement. Congratulations.
Siddiq Ahmad Hamdard. Nora B. O'Malley. Leah Marie Fishman. Ebony Jamila Graham. Jacqueline Michelle Morehouse. Irma Y. Herrera. Saeed Mehboob Ahmedi. Cheryl Ann Mayhew. Constance A. Cortez, magna cum laude. Noreli Mejia, my student. Michael Andrew Walker, cum laude. Amir Hossein Moradi. Bita Hirsa, also my student. I take full credit. Shima Faruzanfar. Jackson L. Benj. Renee G. Maurer. Sonia Fani. Sima Shafi'i, magna cum laude. Sandra J. Collins. Mohammed Rashid Al-Mansuri. Yusuf Mohammed Al-Harmudi. Heidi Sotani. Makan K. Esfahani. Kiran Pandi. How about Kiran Pandi? Patricia Figueroa. Kasha Joanna Wasiak. Grace D. Quiros. Charles William Keys III. William D. Hay, magna cum laude. Vicky J. Taylor, magna cum laude. You guys must have been sitting together. Jessica Reddy, magna cum laude. Is it Reiko Sakuma, cum laude. Is it Sanai Morito. Maiko Nakajima, summa cum laude. Momoko Naganuma. Megumi Akai, cum laude. Akiko Oki. Mina Kitahama. Céline Lan Chapuz, magna cum laude. Also one of mine. Michio Ogawa, magna cum laude, with a degree and certificate of achievement. Ryoko Ito. Mina Horiuchi, magna cum laude. Gregory P. Manhart, cum laude. Latha Sharashandra. Jani Lao Kong, magna cum laude, with a degree and certificate of achievement. Donald Charles Albers. Carrie L. Wilson. I'm sorry. Excuse me. Carrie L. Watson. To the Watsons. John H. Goss, cum laude. Michelle Diane Ferreira, cum laude. Kathleen McCormick, cum laude. Michael J. Minetto. Maria Isabel Mendoza. Rehana N. Vakil. Malvin M. Longbreak. Amy L. Schroeder. Kealoha Nicole Akiona. Shonda R. Holman. Hyo Young Yi. Deirdre Mons, summa cum laude. Aditya P. Adereja, summa cum laude. Jamie Nicole Howe, magna cum laude. Tammy Dean Chapin, National Dean's List. Jennifer S.Y. Lowe. Melissa Ann Miner. Gopal Bothala with a Certificate of Achievement. Denise E. Vallis, cum laude. Liddy Deluise. Mohammed Navid Umar. Azar Nurai, cum laude. Miriam Tahami. Hua Young Kim, magna cum laude. Eric Saint Amand, cum laude. Amanda B. Smith. John R. Vicente. Elizabeth Martinez. Elsa M. Capusta. Danielle M. White. While we're waiting for the photographer, I'll tell you a little story about that. Did you hear the one about the teacher who showed up late? Elizabeth Jane McIlvain, summa cum laude. Elizabeth Jane Lupi, cum laude. Marilyn A. Barlow. Shifta Shabazian, cum laude. Angelica R. Pineda, cum laude. Monique Marcel Gilroy, cum laude. Karen P. Carvalho. August Angelo Morelos, magna cum laude. Alexis Patrice Salatrero. Valerie Spear Bowman. V. Esther Caldwell. Congratulations. Mona Kroma Muradi, certificate and associate's degree. Laura Ann Bugioni. Jun Young Kim, certificate of achievement. Emika Dido. Rachel Adriana Carpel. Leah Kathleen Earl. Hai Xuan Pham, certificate of achievement. Richard H. Emmons. Tang Ying Lee, cum laude. Jacqueline Santui Jorgensen. On with the story. It seems there was a wreck on the 405. Karen Y. Tse, magna cum laude. Zoran Z. Grudjevsky. Vicky L. Costa. Samuel Karuga Kabata. David A. Bremer. Franklin Trinidad Andres Jr. Bonnie L. Perkins. Anthony Torres. Taifa Fisher Gabriana. Huang Rose Kohler with a certificate of achievement. Wei Chao Liao. Yi Chin Chen, magna cum laude. Wei Che Chang, cum laude. Tsung Xian Yang, cum laude. Ottapan Wangpachit. Yu Xuan Amy Wang. Pui Yak Yan, magna cum laude. Christina Marie Miller. Hidejiro Mayura, certificate of achievement. Barbara D. Siebert. Rosalia Galvan. Vicky Nguyen Lee. New Queen Din. Hi. Sonia Irma Rodriguez. Tiffany Chan. Veronica Judith Diaz. Your middle name is? Tanya Ann Johnson. Tina Lynn Sampson. Dean H. Alverson. Julie Carolyn Case. Deborah R. Mendiola. Christopher Henry Gary, cum laude. Mike Brian Toro. Leslie Ann Tate, magna cum laude. Haven J. Kent, cum laude. Wendy Lou Meyer. Judith Arambula Bordeaux. Christine Griffith. Kelly E. Pizarro. Jenny O. Rodriguez. Scott J. Weinstein. Oh, I know this guy. Jed Michael Klang, cum laude. Carol Ann Larson, magna cum laude. And he loves you too. Gerald Panish Cool. Mary Suzuki, or Marie Suzuki, cum laude, and with a degree and a certificate of achievement. Kiko Horose. Is that right? Keiko. Kenneth Edward Zwick. Jessica M. Engelke. I'm sorry? Engelke Ryan. We got them all. Thank you. Francis John Gilio. Janice Elaine Martin. Samina Faruqi. Certificate of Achievement. Nabil Elazmek, magna cum laude. Rahid Elazmek, cum laude. Nathan C. Wolf. Yohisa T. Chow. Is that you? Jonathan A. Allen. Hiroko Kayama, National Dean's List. Cum laude, art student. Shirin S. Aga Mirkarami. Closer. Kava Duli Azartash. Natalia Luna, magna cum laude. My best student. See, there's got to be some benefit to doing this. Mark M. Morgera. Crystal Sose, cum laude. and to our outstanding president of the Associated Students of Irvine Valley College, Nicolette Renee Ward. Congratulations from the faculty of Irvine Valley College.
Before we have the graduates move their tassels to the correct side of the mortarboards, please allow me to thank the members of the Commencement Committee for all of their hard work. Additionally, I would like to invite everyone to the reception honoring our graduates, which is set up on the patio right behind this building. Will the graduates please rise? The entire administration, faculty, and staff of Irvine Valley College congratulate you on your achievement. To signify your graduation, please move your tassel from right to left. And will our guests please remain seated during the recessional?